without further ado.
30th of August, Rabbi Levitt, Chavetz Chaim.
Okay, Chavetz Chaim is bringing us a very intricate responsa of the Marik about a real live case that happened many years ago. And right now, I don't know what the English page is in your art scroll, but in the Hebrew it says Va'af im yavo bezdin la'anshoy al kach below hasra, and even he's discussing over here. Does the bezdin have any authority in a case like this that we're talking about to give any type of a punishment to this Reb Aaron over here?
Careful.
Oh, now are we in place with a recording?
We're recording. I'm looking to see where I see Va'af. I don't see Va'af.
Page 183.
183. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I see it. Not right near the bottom. I got it. Thank you, Roy.
Okay, 183 near the bottom. Okay. So, Roy, would you like to start off the reading for today?
All right. If you don't know what it's about, but I'll look it out. With Va'af im Yavaru Veistin La'anosh Al Kain Kolo Hastia. And even if the Beis Din were to punish someone on this basis without a warning, the Hadas Shea La'asas Siyog Venadar Latara, as a temporary ruling with the intent of building a fence and a wall around the Torah. Shita sheyesh lahu lahashavos midosayhem. It is obvious they would have to treat everyone equally. V'la lahatir til anash al edom echad, turning over, and not to inflict punishment on one man, or mishra amay ha'oris asher no ha'gin tamid cells amin ha'hab not to inflict punishment of one man, while in regards to the masses who follow this distasteful practice constantly, the Beis Din hides his eyes. Chalila ma'asos kadova hazeh. Chalila, that anything like that would be done. She'ain zeh soyag l'Torah elo chalol chilu haTorah. For that is not considered offense around the Torah, the desecration of the Torah. Ki yomaru Olam Shema Mais Sigor Ve'evo Hachemiru Al Ze Yoser Ma'al Sha'al Anoshim. For the world will say that it is because of the Beis Din's hatred and enemy that they treated this individual more harshly than all other men. V'namotzo Shem Shemayim Misacharel. What's that abbreviation?
Chas v'sholom. Chas v'sholom.
Chas v'sholom. As a result, the reputation of heaven is desecrated. Heaven forbid.
Okay, it's a very interesting yesod that he's saying over here, that whatever this Reb Aaron did or didn't do, if what he did is something which would be present amongst other people in the community as well, so then there's it would be it would be a desecration of Hashem's name to single him out from all the other men in the community, and so to speak, make an example out of him. That's not the proper Torah way. That's not called building a fence and protecting the Torah. That's, he says very strongly, that would be called a desecration of the principles of Torah, to treat people unequally, because the Torah is about treating people equally. And so if this person, period, that's what he said. So that's what he has to say as far as taking any action against this person, this Reb Aaron over here, to give any punishment to him for whatever it is that we that he's being accused of doing. Okay, so that's another point that he made over here. And we go to the next paragraph, Sof Dober. And we go to Mayor to continue, please.
Okay. Sof Dober, in conclusion, l'aniyut dati, in my humble opinion, it appears shehamarchikin the Hamavdilin ze Rab Aharon Hazaken. Okay, that those involved in distancing and ostracizing this elderly Rab Aharon, lo tov asui ela chatu chata'a gedola, have not done well. Rather, they have committed a great sin. Ve'efshar ki b'shogeg haya, although it is possible that it was inadvertent. Ve'im chas v'shalom yosifu sarami kan ulhaba acharei re'otam kitav harabanim something about tzur. Let's see. Yatzur? No.
Iraq should
Iraq Tzur.
Protect and sustain him.
Oh, okay. Asher Imam the Galil. In any case, if they will continue to sin from here on, heaven forbid, after they have seen the written statement of the rabbis, may their rock protect and sustain them who are in their religion.
Region.
Oh, region, I'm sorry. Thank you, Leroy. The Odi Nu Katev, so Reret Leman, Sifot Harava, Et hatzmeya has v'shalom. And they will continue to turn their backs on what must be done in order to add deliberate sins to their inadvertent ones, heaven forbid. Then yivakshu rachamim al atzman. They should beg Hashem for mercy on themselves. Ki gadol me'od onesh hamivayesh v'hamalbin penei chaveiro Rabim chinam kemo shekatavti lamala, because the retribution for needlessly embarrassing and humiliating a person in public is very great, as I wrote above.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you able to say very quickly what this was about? Because I'm sorry I missed it yesterday.
I mean, what you mean? What's the story with this Rabbaran here that we're discussing?
Yes.
Well, it seems what he said this in the very beginning of the responsa that there was a woman that accused this Rabbaran of immoral activity with her.
Right.
And so this apparently has caused a number of people in the community, maybe even in an official position in the community, to ostracize and distance themselves from this.
You're off. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So after this woman made these accusations, then there was people in the community that ostracized and distanced themselves from this person in an official way. That he didn't get an aliyah and other types of fallout that he suffered.
Okay,
So we're discussing. So the Marik is saying over here, you see, that he's saying that these people are not doing properly, and they have to stop it. And even though perhaps now they didn't realize that they weren't supposed to be doing what they're doing, but now that they do realize, and the Rabbanim have signed on a proclamation that all this activity against this Rabbaran should cease. So anybody that continues to do anything against him is in big trouble.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so we're in the middle over here. V'garsinen begitten. Louis, you want to take over?
Okay. V'garsinan begitten perek ha-nizakin. Furthermore, we have learned in Gittin, perek nazikin, Tanya Amar Rabbi Elazar has been taught in a brisa, according to Rabbi Elazar, Bo or a kama gadol kocha shel busha. Come see the potency of embarrassment. Shaharei siya Hakadosh Baruch Hu es bar kamta l'kule. The Holy One, blessed is He, helped Bar Kamsa, only because he had been humiliated, and that resulted in the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. V'al devar zeh yidhu kol hadivuyim. And anyone capable of worry should worry about this and be exceedingly careful. Shalo levayesh b'nei Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov, not to embarrass any descendant of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, not to humiliate Machazikin Bidas HaEmes Al Chinam Va'al Lo Hamas. Those adhering to the true law when there is no cause and no crime to justify it. So it's interesting. It says that Hashem helped Bar Kamsa.
Yeah.
I never heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
The reason he was successful apparently was because he was embarrassed. It reminds me of there's a Gemara. I don't remember the exactly where it's located. Maybe Bava Kama. I'm not sure, but there's a famous story about there's a debate going on in a Beis Midrash, and they're arguing about a certain kind of oven, and whether it receives tuma or not. And
Oh, right. That's the famous Gemara with Rebbe Eliezer.
Right. And Rabbi Eliezer says, if I'm right, then the river will run backwards, the tree will walk around, the walls of the Beis Midrash will bend, will collapse, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the sages say, rivers don't prove anything, walls don't prove anything. But it's interesting that I remember when it's talking about the walls start to collapse, and halfway in the middle they stop. And the wording is something like, because of the kavod of Rabbi Eliezer, they went halfway, but because of the kavod of the other rabbis, they stopped. It was all covered. It doesn't say anything about who's right or who's wrong. It's talking about the covet that was being called upon.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, right.
And then if you remember the end of this story, first you have 3 major crops decimated across the land because they excommunicated Rabbi Eliezer, and he cried. And then you have Rabban Gamliel, I believe, was the Gadol Hador, and when Rabbi Eliezer davens with strong kavana, Rabban Gamliel dies.
I have to take a look at
So it seems like this idea that if you embarrass somebody, if you make him cry, even though I don't think there's much question about the fact that the rabbis were correct when they excommunicated him. They were correct. They said there can't be two halachas. If he keeps insisting that he's right, lo b'shamayim he, it says that the Torah is not b'shamayim. It's up to the majority to decide what's right. It's not up to heaven to decide. So they were correct in what they did, but nevertheless, you see this tremendous suffering which happens because somebody was made to cry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, where that story that you're the one story that is talking about the oven and the Chachamim said lo b'shamayim. That's a Gemara in Bava Metzia.
Metzia, right.
That's a Gemara in Bava Metzia. The other Gemara with Rabbi Eliezer davening and Rabbi Gamliel passing away, I'm not. You have to show me where that Gemara is. I don't remember where that Gemara is.
It's the same Gemara. It's just the story continues. After the Lo B'Shamayim it continues to talk about what happened next. And
Okay.
Rabbi Akiva goes to Rabbi Elazar and says to him, "I can't sit next to you." And then Rabbi Gamliel is on a boat and it almost capsizes, and he says, "I didn't do it for any reason, but for you, Hashem." And the storm stops. It just goes on. The story goes on until finally Rabbi Gamliel dies.
Hmm. Okay. So you say it's right after that Gemara V'lo B'Shamayim.
Yes.
Okay.
It's all one long story.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
See where that.
maybe we can learn it inside. I wouldn't mind reviewing it.
Okay.
It's very powerful Gemara.
Just trying to remember where it is exactly. It's somewhere like I'm gonna have to take a look. It's not in the beginning Bava Metzia. It's not in the end of Bava Metzia.
Must
It's
be in the middle.
somewhere in the middle. I think it's the end of one. It's the end of a. I think it's the end of a parak. Let me see. It could be in my Gemara. I have it. Sometimes what I like to do is I try to put a bookmark with a little notation of what this Gemara says. So let me see if I could find it.
I do the same thing. I'll look during the break and see if I have a note.
Oh, you want to do it now, or you want to do it? We'll do it after. We'll just continue then.
Yeah, we might as well continue, and I'll look it up during the break.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, yeah. If I knew exactly where it was, like I knew that Tosfos in Psachim, that I know exactly where it is. I could pull that one out, but this one I don't remember exactly. Okay, fine. So now, El Kehilas Kodesh Padawa Bikashti, and to the holy congregation, the community of Padawa, I guess you would call it, I have requested. The Marik continues in his instructions. And now we go to Alan to continue.
Okay, the page is
184?
185, the top of 185.
185.
continue with the Maharik.
Yes.
On the top of the page.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, the Maharik turns to a specific community and addresses it respectfully. The El Kahilas Kodesh Pei or Shisi, and to the sacred congregation of Padua, my request is Sorei Zer Rabbi Aharon L'chol Devar Shebik Dushur to include Rabbi Aaron and all sacred rites. Below, Tzisia ad od zos lechem the food door, so that this, your former practice of shunning him, should no longer be a stumbling block for you. Uvama or Su Kabur Dayom Bahosar, for what has been done to him already is more than enough. I believe Elam Morale Panehem Ani no say ki Kohol Horshu who, and were it not that I esteem you, for Padua is a distinguished Jewish community, or you see, Machachiv Hador, what was that? Or Derech Lo, or you saw Tif Ar Toam. I would expand upon the subject in a way that would not be complimentary. Ka'ashar Lo, Shimu, the Kol, Seinu Asher, Bika Lilu Sehem, specifically about how the people ignored the voice of our rabbis in their precincts. Shavim of the Tovor Lekabos Zeh Zokon Aharon Yitzhak, who were all favorably disposed to acquit this elder Aaron, and may his rock protect and sustain him. He all and to object to his humiliation. Ragam Maharar your door you'd say he could peed how low meet the lower so. But note that even Moreno Harav, Rabbeinu Rab Yehud Landau, may his rock protect and sustain him, objected to what was done to Rabbi Hom, both from the beginning and in the end. As a Gorn shell, the Hilas Kodesh, for do or you'll save more Shahu, Oi, Neos, regarding the Gabbai of the sacred congregation of Padua, may the rock protect and sustain them. I will say that he deserves to be excommunicated. Right. Imlo Yikavor Zeh Rabbi Aaron Risa Kiyor Yotsev Likavor Torah Bahagia Torah Shiloh. If he does not call up this Rabbi Aaron Riskia, may his rock protect and sustain him to read the Torah, for example, for Naliyah when it is his turn.
Okay. He's not saying that he should be put in excommunication right now, but if he continues to not call up this Reb Aaron, whose the accusations have been made against, if he fails to call him up in his proper time to for an aliyah or to read from the Torah, then he should then he's guilty, and then he would be would be proper to excommunicate this gabbai for failing to follow the instructions of all the rabbanim who are saying that it's forbidden, absolutely forbidden to take any to do anything against this rabbaran.
Okay, Kishore B'nai Baris Hakas Sharim, just like any other decent Jews, the port, key, kuar, savas, is especially necessary for Rabbi Haron, has already stated loud and clear. He Yos Muhor Lekabel Es Hadin Jel Habarisenu Asher Shom, that he is willing to accept upon himself whatever judgment the rabbis there mete out to him. You say Lo Shum Peshav Ve'isho. If, heaven forbid, they find him guilty of any iniquity or wrongdoing, the ode who made with so I'll call, and he is still screaming about that. Va'al pi ha'aviri eila ani gozer olov b'koach nachas. So based on all these points, I decree upon the Gabbai with the force of Nidui, Cherem, and Shamta.
Yeah, these are different forms of excommunication, different levels and types.
Shabbat Shua, Hori Shunor, Sheyag Zeh, Chazkor, Rabbi Aharon, but Beves, Hakanesses, Bahor Asher Nazim, Vilas Kodesh, Dusor Yotzav, and on the first Shabbos, that this elder Aharon will come to the synagogue of the Ashkenazim of the Sacred Congregation of Padua. May the rock protect and sustain them. Bishas Keras Torah during Kriyas Torah. Sheyigorei Sheyigru Lasos Ligro the Sefer Torah Kishor B'nai Barich, and they will call him up to read in the Sefer Torah like his fellow Jews. You say Od Al Divrei Rabbeinu Asher Shom, and the Gabbai will no longer reject the guidance of our rabbis who were there. Asher Bisbru below Chiko, who wrote that Rabbi Aharon should be drawn near and not distanced. V'gam lo sahei od she's law hazos tachas yudo, no longer shall this too be a stumbling block in your domain. He'll be penei chaveso chavero to humiliate one fellow in public. Share Amru Rabbo Samuel Zil al Zed She'ain Lo Chilek Be'olor Hemor, about which of sages Hetel said that one who does so has no portion in the world to come. Ve'im Shema Yishma, if the Gabbai shall listen and obey, Shalom Yeh Lo, peace will be his, or Lord, to Birkas Hatov, and a goodly blessing shall come upon him.
Okay, I think this, Lou, this is where this Gemara is with the oven and Rebbe Eliezer and the Chachamim. Bava Metzia Nun Tes Samad Aleph.
Nun Tes Amid Aleph. Okay. So you
Yeah,
want-
either it's a little before there or a little after there. But this is the subject of that Gemara over there about embarrassing someone in public.
Okay,
All right, you want to do it tomorrow?
11:32.
Okay,
All right, I'll get a hold of it and look it over myself today. Emet Hashem.
okay,
All right, thank you very much.
very good. Okay, all the best to Mayor.
Okay,
Yasher
it's
Koyach.
See you, Mayor.
everyone. See you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Shavuos Tovos.
Amen.